Good morning and happy Saturday. All right, our proof of concept is complete and transitioned into a more stable system away from our mobile device. And here's what it looks like now. So we have our primary channel here, LT1. This channel is basically looking for options that are priced at less than $1. And we have filters that are filtering, looking for the best performing options that are likely to outperform the market, and obviously outperform our accounts and make us some decent profits. So this is what that system is looking like so far. Now that we have real-time connections to the APIs and our database, we're able to filter these out a little bit quicker and post them a little bit faster. So yesterday, the 19th, this is the performance. We had 17 alerts total. And obviously you shouldn't try to trade all 17 unless you have an automated system. But this is what it looks like. Let's say you are focused on a specific time block. This is what it'll look like, and I'll break that down. So we had 17 alerts, average gain of 282.7, success rate 94, and we had 16 out of 17 that are positive, right? So right out of the gate, our top performers, you're looking at Snow, ASTS, GDX, Uber, and RGTI. 733, 633, 583, and 475, and 435, right? Right out of the gate, MNY, this one did not perform well at all. 10 cents, so $10 to $100, depending on how much you would have decided to buy it at something like this. This one did not work out. Instantly failed. And honestly, I canceled this order when it came through because the spreads were bad and it didn't get an instant fill anyway. So I just canceled it. So in these ones, usually I don't really like taking things before the first 5 minutes, but the data is saying otherwise. So I opened it up, but my filters used to start at 8:35. Now I started adjusting because the data is saying, hey, some of these open alerts are performers, so don't ignore them. And this is what it looks like. All right. Second alert was GDX. This was a banger. 37 cents to $2.53, so $37 to $253. So for every $37, you could have made up to $253 minus your $37, right? So decent profits. Our machine learning model said it was going to go to 92 cents. Obviously, it broke well above that. And our hard-coded estimate was 97 cents, so that was to our target. So to our pivot target, it was going to be worth around 97 cents, and it did. Or not always the pivot, but to our target on this instance, it was worth 97 cents at that point, but it broke well above that. And then our follow-on targets were, let's see what our targets were for that one. GDX. All right, GDX. We had 36 cents alert. Expected move high was 71.28. Expected move down 68.72. Target price 70.85. Oh, so there were no targets. So as you can see here on the bottom right, there were no follow-on targets for that one because it was, I guess, at a new high. So let's go ahead and take a look at what that looks like. All right. And then our estimates were going to be for 148% and 161%. And obviously, we broke well above that. But again, even if you went to target, that's still a pretty decent move. So you did pretty well. All right. Let's go ahead and continue our summary here. All right. So GDX did 583%. 70.85 was our target. We hit a high of 71.28, so that's pretty good. We hit a high of 72.53. Our expected move high was 71.28. We hit 72.53, and our target was below our high expected move high to 70.85. So again, that's pretty good. And again, this is still just the first 15 minutes. Second alert or third alert was Uber, did 475%. Again, well above our estimates. And then for the first 30 minutes, if you continue trading for the first 30 minutes, you have, again, 4 alerts. 167% was the next one for RGTI. And that was it. 4. So 3 out of 4 on the first 30 minutes broke 100%. And 2 out of those broke 400%. So we're looking really good there, right? All right, on the second time block, on the second half hour, we had 8 alerts. So as you can see here, we had ASTS, APLD, and again, the very first one didn't do so well. Second one did amazing. Third one, Palantir here, did 233%. RGTI did amazing. Then we start going down. Again, we did 23%. This one, 23% is not I don't consider this a winner. At less than 30% with options, it's hard to move your stop up unless you were just targeting these levels, right? So unless you were targeting, 17 cents to 21 cents, there's just no way you can consider that a win, right? Because there's no way you were gonna get out at 21 cents, right? So it's too small of a move for you to make a decision there. And then we have UPST 69%. All right, we went from 59 cents to $1. You have plenty of room to move and adjust your stop. Make sure you don't lose any money if it doesn't hit our targets, right? So our targets didn't hit neither. It didn't hit our price target for the underlying. So obviously we didn't hit the 134, and it definitely did not hit our machine learning estimate. And then the last two here, you have AFRM did 20%, and then we had the last one for that last second block, we had 375% with ASTS. So even if you took all of these, your winners were just so much greater than your losers that there's no way you should have lost money. So even if you bought all of these, again, so far the winners far outweigh any losers, and no matter what, you should make money, depending on your management, obviously, right? But even if you went to targets, again, because our targets were well above 100% for most of these, again, you still should be good. And then we only had two more, I believe, here. Let's see. Well, actually, we had FSLR 25%, Hood 278, Snow 733, GLD 385, and Apple 358 to finish the day off at 951. So solid moves here. And we had 27 for the week, 25 winners, 2 losers. Again, the losers are being counted right now as 0 and below. But technically, we probably have a few more losers in there that I would count when they're below 30%. So that's LT1. And again, as our machine learning model gets better, is definitely going to get a lot easier to predict these. And I'll show that on the next video when I go over the machine learning channel that alerted 43 on one of the filters and 16 on the other, and those did amazing. I'll make the next video covering that one just to show how the machine learning estimates, so filtering by just those estimates, how well the system is doing so far. And every time I retrain it, it just gets better and better.